that I don't really like genres, and I don't divide music into genres because it's all about the way music communicates with you. You either like it or you don't. And if you start, like divide it into genres, this is strictly hardcore punk and this is only smooth jazz and nothing else. It never works like that. And if music does fall into some genre perfectly, then probably it's a bad music. Because good music is always genreless. It's always, goes beyond stuff. So this is something that I really like listen to.
How did you guys get interested in music?
It was a long time ago. So I was a kid. Well, my family, my father, he's huge fan of music at all, but he never was a musician because it's I don't know, he never played some instruments. But me and my older brother, we from our childhood, we played a lot on guitar. He plays bass. Then we had a band. I was 10 years old and I played drums in that band. And since I listen to a lot of music, and it's a part of my life. It's a big part of my childhood.
Quick question: what was the 10-year-old childhood band's name? Because that's the interesting.
Oh my God, man. It was it called in Ukrainian. It was like Pautina, but it's like a spider web.
Oh.
Yeah.
So going into that rock or metal genre already there?
Yeah.
That smile just
It was
means
like
yes.
heavy metal. Yeah. Something like как это? House.
Hard rock.
No.
The band? Aria.
Paper.
Yeah, but Iron Maiden.
Iron
Yeah,
Maiden.
some Iron Maiden stuff. Yeah.
Pointed thing.
I cannot tell because now I don't listen to music too much because it's just because of situation that I am in right now. So it's not about music right now. Yeah, we're touring now, so it's like we listen to music in a van and everything. Yeah, because but now it's like we have war at home. I have war at home, so everything I think of it's this. It's not about music. But before it, I worked only with music. So I work in a studio. I play in different bands. I play different music. Yeah, I listen to a lot of stuff. But right now, it's not about it. So sorry.
It's actually not like that for me. It's vice versa because I listen to a lot of music to try to disconnect myself mentally from the heaviness of the whole situation. Because if I just, concentrate on what's going on the whole atrocities and stuff like that, I will just lose my mind. So in my case, it's like 180 in the other direction. I listen to music constantly. Like I just walking outside to get coffee or something, and I'm already in my headphones. And I listen to a lot of stuff, to current releases from this year, 2022, to bands that I missed growing up. Like, I don't know, I was never a fan of new metal, even though it was like popular 20 years ago. So I discovered Linkin Park this year.
Wow.
Seriously, yeah. I listened to their albums only this year and actually found some pretty cool songs there. And I listened to a lot of other stuff, and I think the main thing that I realized through the recent years is that I don't really like genres, and I don't divide music into genres because it's all about the way music communicates with you. You either like it or you don't. And if you start, like divide it into genres, this is strictly hardcore punk and this is only smooth jazz and nothing else. It never works like that. And if music does fall into some genre perfectly, then probably it's a bad music. Because good music is always genreless. It's always, goes beyond stuff. So this is something that I really like listen to.
Yeah, and we usually do not listen the same genre as we play.
Yeah.
So we on tour now and we listen a lot of music on the bus when we drive between cities. Today it was 10 hours long journey,
Yeah,
and
10
we
hours.
listen a lot of different music, from some jazz with beautiful pop vocals, Yeah, to some I don't know, noise rock, Cure, The Police.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, some screamo sometimes when we are pissed off with the traffic jams. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we never stop on one genre.
It was like no one told me that it's gonna be like that. When I started doing this, no one told me that like yeah, well, you will be sitting like
In the van for 12 hours.
yeah, every day.
That's your biggest
Eating
inspiration.
sandwiches and that's it.
No, it's like you never know what. I like music. I like to play music, and that was my inspiration. Just when I started playing it, and I could play it already. Like I play something, and yeah, it's music, and that was my inspiration. Like when you play something and it sounds all right, it's already like okay, it's nice, it's interesting. I'll put some more energy in it. I put some more time in it, and it's gonna be all right. And also, I watched some DVDs from the bands, different bands that like they release DVD like with a tour or with some shows, and they show like all these beautiful places they're touring.
Now we know it's a lie, but back
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
Yeah, you're a kid.
You see like and you imagine like what it's like to be in a band that touring a lot, that is touring like through all the world, and that was my like dream for a long time. And yeah, that inspired me.
I'm going to quickly cut in there and cut you guys off from the question. Since since you're saying like it's different than you expected, how does it feel to you?
No,
for
it's
you?
not like different than I expected. I just didn't know what it contains, like besides seeing places and playing music. Just it's a lot of work, but you're figuring it out
as you go.
Yeah, as you go. So yeah, it's all right.
That's,
For me, it was a bit different. I remember.
He's not a person.
I remember 100% for me, it was Nirvana. In like 97, probably, I was like 11 or maybe 10 years old. And I was mesmerized by the songs. I heard Unplugged in New York, which is like acoustic show. There is no like screaming and loud guitars and stuff like that. No, it's like pure songs. And I was really hooked by the songs, and I was trying to play them on a guitar because my dad was in bands and he actually taught me to play guitar a little. And I was trying to code the music by ear. And then later on, when I was 16, I heard a debut album from British band called Marillion. The album's called Script for Just a Steer, and I was also like, I was blown away by like the level of songwriting and musicianship and all this kind of stuff. So to me, it was always never about touring because I'm myself from a small town. So I never even imagined myself like, you know, going from the city to city, playing to hundreds of people. I was just like really like busy with making songs. I was like really, it seemed like a game to me. Like I heard Nirvana first, then like Tool, then maybe like Marillion and some other genres and bands and whatever. And I was trying to copy them, and eventually from copying them, you coming up with something of your own, I hope. Something that sounds more or less like you. And this is something that always fascinated me. And my favorite musicians are usually songwriters, guys like, I don't know, Steven Wilson and this kind of stuff. The guys who like really into crafting the perfect song and stuff like that.
so you're kind of a perfectionist?
Not really. Like, if it works, it works. I'm more of a like trying many different things. That's why, like, except for Stone Jesus, I also like have a prog project that's called Harlequin. I used to have a like post-rock band that's called Krobak, and some other projects that are semi-active at the moment because Stone Jesus is the main priority. So I just try to do different things.
Yeah, when I was a school boy, I just start to go in new school and realize a lot of guys there are playing someone on guitar, someone on bass, someone try to play drums, and music is cool. I want to play some instrument, so I just picked a bass, and try to play. And the best inspiration is that the music can bring you a fun. So you play music, you make something new, something interesting, when some people really also enjoy this. So this is my best inspiration. I never looked for some bass player who, oh, I want to be like Fieldy. Yeah, but it's it's not about like some gods. Don't make your own gods, but just to feel myself nice.
Have fun.
Have fun, yeah.
Relate to that.
Music.
Yeah. Last month, yeah, we've played with Tottenhausen. Die Tottenhausen. It's like they like turned out to be famous, right? Somewhere here in Germany, and we figured it out because they like it was in Flughafen Tempelhof in Berlin. And there's a capacity like 60,000 people, and it was sold out. It was like, okay, they're famous, yeah. And they like asked us to be the opening act for them, and it was pretty huge because it's really big audience and big stage and everything. Yeah, we've played big stages before, but it's like a lot. 60,000 is a lot.
Feel for you, like 60,000 people in front of you.
It's like a lot of people. Yeah.
Nervous.
It was alright. It's like it's big like responsibility to do everything good. Yeah, but it was also fun because yeah, a lot of people, a lot of fun. So
Yeah, that's basically for me. It's the same. 60,000 people did not know, and I just wanted to add that the best thing was that they really made us feel like at home. They made us feel like really guests, not just some people who come in to just pass the time for everybody. No, it was like the bass player came on stage and told everybody, "Hey, say hi to Stone Jesus. They're our guests. They're presenting Ukraine, and we brought them to raise awareness of what is going on with Ukraine." And they told us backstage that that was their way to influence on the situation. Like they donating money and doing other stuff, but also like the cultural front is also very important. Like, so to show that Ukraine kicks ass not only on battlefield, but also like on cultural front, to show that we have the culture and it's respected around the world. So we really, really appreciate that, and yeah, that's good. That was cool. I think I can handle this one. Yeah, as like the the guy. I think the idea is to kind of become the artist of our own genre, because again, for me, these are the people that I respect the most. They don't really belong to any, like you cannot put them on the shelf, and they have their own audience, and they are also respected by another musicians, and they're pretty influential. But at the same time, they just create really good music. It's not like about some crazy avant-garde experimental stuff that only like big heads understand or something. There's like, I mean, like artists like, I don't know, Killing Joke, Swans, Steven Wilson, like some other guys like that. So I think the idea is to become a thing of our own, and to draw more and more attention in this kind of in these circles, so to speak. But at the same time, it's all about the music. So having fun, touring, playing music, and meeting new people. This should also stay on the list of priorities, of course. So. Like I'm a huge fan of music biographies. I read a lot of books, like on autobiographies or biographies about the bands, and like the common problem that I see, that they are very fast with like striking a deal and then blowing all money on some really unimportant stuff. And for me, it was never a question, because I was raised in the 90s in a post-Soviet country. So we were always saving up money. So yeah, like we were never wasting money away. So I think this is one of the main things that I would like to recommend to young musicians. Like, just don't blow it off. Like, if you feel like you're getting somewhere and you're getting some money, just don't throw it away partying and having fun and something like that. You can always, need to have it on the road, maybe to fix the van, or maybe to buy a spare guitar, or maybe to save it up to record an album or something like this. So I would say be more responsible with your finances. I know this sounds extremely boring, but this is the advice that I have. Yeah.
Grown-up advice.
Thank you.
Yeah. One advice from me: play music, not a genre.
That's a good one.
Yeah, try to express yourself. Don't choose some genre and play like some father from genre. It's just play your kind of music and do not. There is no any rules how to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so experiment and do not do much drugs, of course.
Just a little bit, not too much. Like
Proper job.
proper job, no, proper profession. Like because musician is like you will never be. You'll never be happy. I'm just kidding. It's just.
I like the tone of the interview.
Yeah.
It's,
You'll never be happy.
you need to work a lot. It's like a proper like in any direction that you wanna like build your life around. It's a lot of work.
It's career.
So you need to, like career, not career, but if you wanna do it right, if you wanna do it good, it's not all just about fun, because you need to work a lot on it. You need to work a lot on yourself. You need to work a lot on your band with your. It's really difficult stuff. But when you're 16, you don't need to know that. You need to know that it is fun, because other way you won't do that. You just gonna like, oh my God, it's difficult. No, I don't do that. Yeah. So I'd prefer to not give an advice to 16-year-old people, because when I was 16-year-old I didn't listen, and that's why I'm here. So, yeah.
I would say lower your expectations.
I'm not ready to answer that.
Yeah, we was about 3 years without tours. 2 years was a COVID lockdown, pandemic. Yeah, then Russian aggression had been started, and it turns even worse. And we are really happy to be here again. It was hard to cross the Ukrainian border, but we figured out that we are here like a.
Cultural ambassador.
Yeah, we are on charity tour. We helping Ukraine to survive, to win, and we are really happy to be here and to play music and to see a lot of faces, people who really know us, know what the situation is in Ukraine right now, and really enjoy our music.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that it feels really surreal because, as I told you, I read a lot of like music biographies, and sometimes I just ask myself, like, I don't know what Bruce Dickinson would do, what Phil Collins would do, and then I realized that they never had war in their country. They never were under the war of conquest from like freaking imperialistic monster that just wants to, eat you up and just destroy you. So they never had these kinds of experiences. So it really feels bittersweet. Like one moment you're enjoying the show and you're feeling glad that people came and you love playing this music. You feel the synergy between yourselves. And the other second you doom scrolling the news and reading about some horrible stuff that is happening like near your home basically. And yeah, I don't know how to process that. I know that the whole country gonna have PTSD, the whole Ukraine, and we need a lot of help with that. And I really do hope that we're helping as well. Like we're raising some money and helping Ukrainian charities, and this is like the least we can do.
thank you very much for answering. I know it's going to be a tough question. I hope I didn't
So
push anything.
Thanks for asking, because it's important.
Through my roommates, I had some experiences. We had a bit of a family come over from Ukraine. Like they stayed for 5 days. It was a weird experience where you're like, can we have like a fun evening now, or is it not possible? Because like even like they were huge into games, and we were like, yeah, but do we want to talk about certain games or other stuff which glorifies war and other things?
That's sometimes weird because yesterday we played really great show. I was really happy and I was standing there smiling, and I caught like the look on the face of the other guy who was looking at me like, you know, why are you smiling? You have a genocide in your country. Yes, we do, but like we also have our own life right now. No, I mean he was like looking at me like, "Why are you smiling?" I don't know. Maybe it's our own life maybe right I'm now. being paranoid.
How did you
but
read
you know
the
what I mean? Like you like overthinking and you thinking about your own emotions and like, should I be smiling now? Maybe they will not donate the money if I will be smiling. You know, so it's like it's really tough, and it just makes a lot of tricks with your brain, and yeah, we will see when it's going.
Just like we need to figure out how to live this life now, because it's like you never know what is. It's like I think everyone can relate in the pandemic times because no one experienced that before.
Yeah.
And when it starts, when pandemic started, it's like everyone was like, how do we? But we figured out how to live in this world, and now for us, like it's the same, but like with a lot of
Complications.
yeah, and we need to figure it out. Yeah, and but when we hear now, it's like we need to tell anybody. We need to like everybody. Yeah, like how is it for us? Because no one can relate here, because no one experienced it, and so it's like more difficult, more complicated. Yeah.
Actually, this is the most hated question ever. Like this is because I myself, I never cared why the band, you know, named as it band. Like Iron Maiden, whatever, Slayer, whatever, whatever. Like I don't care. Like if I like, yeah, maybe I, maybe I shouldn't say that. Yeah, but you can bleep it if. Yeah, but I mean, if I like the band, I just. If I like band, I just like the band. I don't care. So, like, if people still are so interested, I don't know. There's actually video on YouTube made for Napalm Records, our previous label, when I'm just sitting and talking about the name of the band, the start of the band, the first songs, blah, 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 something. And I think that they were pushing it quite heavily, but probably people right now are so overwhelmed with a lot of content, so they'll see that the video is like 5 minutes long. It's not a 15-second long TikTok, and they were like, I'm not gonna watch it.
Talk about this.
Probably, and like, you know, like pin it to the top of the page, so everybody opens the page, sees the first video, like, Stone Jesus. So they, yeah, exactly. So they named Stone Jesus because we don't tell you.
We are huge fans of Stones, and and Jesus is like pretty popular name, so it's thank you very much, and that's why.
Okay, thank you very much for your time and the fun times. I'm really grateful for the interview. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.